Today we're out at an old farmhouse about 100 years old in a kitchen where our customer here really wanted to expand the amount of light in the kitchen and that feeling of space in the kitchen. So what we decided to do here was to remove the flat window and put a bay window in that's custom made for this opening.
Yeah, one of the things that's important, Todd, is when you have an old house like this is you've really got to have a designer on your team that really understands the timing of the home, the history of the home, the character of the home, so that they can make the right recommendations. We've got an old farmhouse here that's just full of double huns all the way around.
Right.
And traditionally, when you look at bay windows in our neighborhoods, we see a lot of casement windows, right? But back at that time, they didn't have casement windows.
No.
So tell us a little bit about the kind of things that a sales representative would do with a homeowner to come up with the right design.
Well, I think that's really an important point. You want to sit down with an expert to try to pinpoint exactly what you need so that you get cosmetically the character of the old home. Mm-hmm. That's what really makes it come alive and makes it look like it fits with that era. So what we did here is, instead of putting casements on the flankers of the bay window, we actually decided to go ahead and put double hungs on the side. And as you're going to see when we install this window, it makes all the difference.
It sure does. It's going to match with the age of the home, the character of the home, the rest of the windows. And not only that, you know, there's other options on the window too. We've got full color selection on the outside where we can choose a lot of different colors on the outside. There's wood grains on the insides. There's different things that we can do with the seat boards as well as just designing the type of window that goes in that bay window.
Right. Let's take a look at how they're going to put this in.
Todd, we're about to install the bay window now, and it's not that often that we have an opportunity to really talk about what goes underneath the bay window and how this thing is actually constructed. Boy, there's a lot of quality and a lot of detail that goes into this. What we asked our guys to do is just turn this bay window over so that we've actually got the bottom side up. Tell us a little bit about the unique characteristics of the bay windows that we put in at Weather Tight.
Yeah, okay, so this is really important, especially in Wisconsin. Why? Because it's freezing cold here. All right, and if you put a bay window in that's where the seat or the part that you would normally sit on is not insulated, it's going to be way too cold and you're going to get condensation on the inside, and that will ruin, you know, the veneer on the interior. So take a look here. Every bay window that we order, automatically we order with a double insulated foam insert on the outside that's factory assembled at the factory. Now, when you see this go in, you're going to see this part is projecting to the outside. So this is where the weather concern comes. This is on the inside where the home is heated. So this isn't critical, but here, this is critical. We want to make sure that when you get a bay window, you absolutely must make sure that insulation is there. Otherwise, that bay window will not last.
No, that's absolutely right, Todd. In fact, a couple other details with this too is not only do we have that double insulated foam, we then protect it with a polymer material both underneath the wood seat board and the foam insulated part of it to keep that from having any moisture allowed to get through. It also will keep insects and bugs and that kind of stuff from getting into it. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but there's a couple different holes that are cut through the foam seat. And the details of that are because at the base of those holes there is an actual nut and a bolt system which is attached to a cable. And if you can see the cable sticking out through the window here, those cables are actually attached with eye bolts in the top of the bay window. And the reason that we do that is we're able to take the cables and insert them and install them up into some structural part of the home, whether that's the header or a truss or some sort of a ceiling joist in the house to give us structural support. Rather than putting knee braces underneath the base of the window, what we see all the time is they may hold that window up for a period of time, but the bay and bow windows are top heavy. They want to fall away from the home. So the cable and turnbuckle system gives us the ability to hold the window up and into the house all at the same time. And once our installers get that window level, those holes are there so that we can connect like a socket system and just fine tune, make fine adjustments. Once that's done, we cap those off and the bay window set.
You're going to see that when we install it. They're going to be putting that cable system in, and they're going to tune that window just so it's perfectly level and support it, just like the Golden Gate Bridge.
Perfect. Let's see how it goes. So Todd, we just got done talking about the bay window as it was sitting in the driveway. We had an opportunity to see some of the details and how these things are put together. Now we've watched the guys put it in. Bring us up to speed. Where are we at now and what are the guys preparing for?
Okay, the next step in the process here, now that we have the window level, plumb, and square into the opening, what we need to do is support the weight of the bay window so that it doesn't sag.
Okay.
So you see, if you see those cables there, we're going to attach those cables to the wall so that once that's secured and adjusted, that bay window will sit solid there forever.
Absolutely. We can see when we were talking about the insulated seat board where that comes into play now and how that insulates that bay window on the outside of the home. And once the guys get the area prepped for the roof and get the roof installed, we'll finish up by putting the foam around the perimeter of the window, putting additional wood on the outside that will be covered with aluminum trim. That makes this bay window then watertight and airtight, and we'll be done. So let's take a look at what they're doing.
All right. Okay, we're getting to the end of the process now, Todd, where we're building the roof and making sure that it's shingled properly and dried in properly so that we don't have any water incursion into that bay window. You want to just tell us a little bit about the steps we're taking here?
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. In fact, one of the things that I'd like everybody to notice is that there's some shape and contour to the roof. It's called a hip roof.
Yeah.
Very, very common in our industry. You just see a flat shed roof put on over the top of the bay window, and I'll tell you, architecturally, to me, they really don't look that nice on a home.
It's kind of a down and dirty way to do it, right?
It really is. It's inexpensive, it's cheap, it's fast, but we really take our time. Now, in order to put this kind of a hip roof on properly, we have to remove the siding above the window, as you can see, and then to make sure that it's waterproof, the first thing that we have on right now is ice and water shield.
Right.
We're going to follow that up with flashing that's going to go underneath the siding and over the top of the shingles when those are installed. Drip cap is going to go around the outside perimeter, but it's real important because these bay windows stick out that we really do that watertight.
Right, so once we shingle it and we've flashed it into the wall and we have a drip cap over the edge, we can be assured that we're not going to have any water getting into that bay window.
And in this style, Todd, just to touch things off, it's really going to look beautiful with the house. We actually are designing this hip roof to be consistent with the pitches on the other roofs on the home, so everything's going to tie in wonderfully. I think it's really going to look beautiful when we're done here.
And when we get to the inside, we've got the interior casing to go on to finish off that beautiful interior look in the kitchen, and I think it's just going to be a marvelous project.
That's exactly what she wanted. She wanted it to look like more room and bring in more light. So yeah, this is going to be beautiful when it's complete.
If you have questions, you can just give us a call. We'll be glad to answer any of your questions and help you out as well. Go to weathertightcorp.com.